Hi everyone, welcome to the Canadian SME Small Business Podcast, a go-to platform for Canadian entrepreneurs navigating the exciting and challenging world of small business. I'm your host Maheen, and we're here to bring you actionable insights and inspiring stories to fuel your growth journey. Joining us today is Shawn Ostheimer, the founder and CEO of The Answer Company. With over 30 years of experience in ERP and accounting software, Shawn has helped businesses transition to scalable solutions, positioning The Answer Company as a leading Acumatica VAR partner in Canada. Shawn's commitment to social initiatives further showcases his dedication to making a meaningful impact, and his journey and expertise are truly inspiring, and we're very thrilled to hear insights on helping small businesses overcome growth challenges. So without further ado, let's welcome Shawn. Shawn, we're very pleased to have you on the show today. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you for having me.
Shawn, it's an honor to have you with us today, and we'd love to kind of open our discussion by recognizing the limits of entry-level solutions, because many small businesses, they start with tools like QuickBooks or Sage 50, which serve them well initially. However, as these businesses grow, they often need help with further progress. Shawn, how can small businesses identify when they've outgrown entry-level tools like QuickBooks or Sage 50?
It's a very interesting question, because I will say often on the surface, it's not readily apparent what the cracks are. Because as a business, you need to run your business, and so you're going to do whatever you need to do to support that business, and people just work really hard to overcome some of the challenges that you might see. Right. And those challenges might ultimately reflect in a lot of external spreadsheets where data is being kept because the system doesn't support it, or manual processes where you might have had the opportunity for automation. Increasingly, we see organizations moving online with platforms like Shopify, where all of a sudden potentially becoming more integrated is more important, and having one directional flow of data from Shopify into the accounting solution maybe really isn't going to deliver the goals that the organization has.
Right. That's a fantastic perspective, Shawn. I mean, recognizing these signs early can save businesses significant time and resources in the long run. Listeners, as businesses grow, the systems that once worked may begin to hold them back. So if you are noticing inefficiencies, it might be time to consider a smarter solution. Growth is all about readiness, so please stay prepared. Next, let's delve deeper into the risks of sticking with entry-level tools and how they can impact a business's ability to scale. Because growing businesses, they often face what we call the growth penalty, where existing systems just simply can't keep up with new demands, leading to inefficiencies and lost opportunities. So, Shawn, what are the most significant risks or limitations of sticking with entry-level solutions as a business grows?
There's definitely a number, and you can kind of put them in different categories. I heard it said the other day, you can run a marathon with flip-flops, but you might not want to do that.
Right.
And so, increasingly there is the risk of what we would call cybersecurity or ransomware. A lot of customers don't necessarily understand truly what that risk is. Often it's represented in being on-premise software. But we've literally been in the middle of projects where organizations, as we're moving them to the cloud, they get hit. It's hugely disruptive to the business.
Right.
We also know that hiring and retaining is a challenge that every organization has. And so as you're on perhaps older or antiquated systems where your employees aren't being fulfilled, they're not being challenged, they find themselves doing more mundane tasks, all of a sudden that becomes a penalty to being on these older systems. And it might reflect in very not straight line ways, like retention issues. Nobody necessarily is going to point to the system as being a reason why they're leaving. But it very well can contribute to that. And it also can contribute then in a more positive way on how to retain staff as you look to adopt newer solutions.
Absolutely. No, and on top of that, a recent study by Deloitte, it found that 63% of small businesses using outdated systems reported a significant impact on their ability to grow and innovate. Are your current tools enabling your business to scale, or are they creating barriers to growth?
So ours is an interesting story. We've been in business now almost 30 years. Grew quite slowly, I would say, for the first 10 years. And then we started to hit a bit of a really nice trajectory where we were growing. But last year we made the decision to sell off part of our business, and almost overnight we once again became a small business.
Right.
And so I directly was kind of experiencing what many of our customers experience, challenges with cash flow. And so we ultimately implemented Acumatica internally, and we were able to do things like, allow customers to automatically pay online, have more automation, and those types of things. Because I think every small business knows that cash flow is the lifeblood, and so being able to solve for those pains ourselves has definitely helped our business.
Right. No, that those points highlight the hidden costs of not upgrading, but costs that can really add up in terms of both time and money. What would you say to business leaders who might be hesitant or maybe overwhelmed by the idea of transitioning to a more advanced system?
I was talking to an associate the other day, and he said to me, nobody ever wakes up in the morning wanting to do an ERP implementation. Like, these are not projects that you embark upon easily. There clearly has to be a certain amount of benefit or pain that you're looking to solve. And then it's really about thinking about, what are we going to have to do as a business to get the necessary capacity to take on this transformative type of a project, knowing that the benefits at the end of that are going to more than justify the effort.
Right, right. This emphasizes the crucial need to integrate technology with growth strategies for lasting success. Listeners, remember that every growing business encounters challenges, but the right tools and strategies can turn these challenges into opportunities. So embrace the chance or embrace the change, and you'll see the benefits unfold. Now, up next, Shawn will explore actionable steps that small businesses can take to begin their digital transformation journey. Because transitioning to a smaller solution, it requires a clear strategy and well-defined goals, but it's a process that pays dividends in efficiency and scalability. So, Shawn, do you have any tips on how small businesses can, get started on the digital transformation journey?
I think there's really kind of two categories. The first is obviously self-research. There are a lot of resources out there now for organizations to understand what some of their pain points are, help identify some of their key requirements, and ultimately potentially start to build a bit of a short list of what are the type of solutions that they might ultimately want to move to.
Right.
But then the other thing is there's a lot of organizations like ourselves. We really try to have that trusted advisor status, and for me, trusted advisor means, first of all, you're just being authentic and honest about things, but also that you have the expertise. You've got the demonstrated expertise that you've been able to do this. And so finding those organizations that can help guide. Most companies might do an ERP implementation 2 or 3 times in their entire trajectory, ideally once if they make the right decision at the beginning. Whereas organizations like us, we're doing it every day, repeating it every day. And so leveraging that experience that other organizations have by doing it is going to make that journey a lot more seamless.
That's such a practical advice, Shawn, and it really emphasizes how preparation and clarity can make the process much more smoothing and more rewarding. Now, when setting these goals, what common pitfalls should small businesses be mindful of?
Well, a very common pitfall as we embark upon a project like this would be, first of all, not having a clearly defined set of objectives. What are we ultimately looking to solve in the business? What gains are we looking to get? And we spend a lot of time working with prospective customers trying to uncover those things, because often they will be articulated at a very high level. We're looking to be more efficient.
Right.
Well, what does that mean? What are you gonna? Are you gonna redeploy people to other tasks in the business? Do you have other opportunities for growth that now you'll be able to grow without adding people? Like, it's really important to have those clearly set expectations, because otherwise, when you're done and looking back in the rearview mirror, it's hard to know whether or not you were successful.
True.
So and then you question, right, that investment in that journey that you made. And I think the onus is on us as providers, and also in working with customers to clearly understand what is it we're solving and what are the top priorities. Because big bang isn't always the best approach. So taking a more stepped, incremental approach to solving problems can also allow the organization to adopt to that change and do the change management that's needed to support the technology solution that's being implemented.
Absolutely. And these steps are so crucial for businesses that are looking to modernize and scale their business efficiently. Please stay with us as Shawn shares pivotal moments from his own business journey and valuable lessons learned along the way.
Hey, you think you know UPS? Yeah, that's us. Everybody knows that. You know what you didn't know? This. Okay, try to keep up. Ocean, us. Ground, rail, air, so us. Guess who? Us. Customs cleared, borders cleared, done. Us. You still with me? Wait for it. Boom. Us. Intelligent, automated, fulfillment. Us. Yep. Healthcare too. Digital your thing? Yeah. Well, book it, ship it, track it. You feeling me yet? Yep. That's all us. That's all UPS.
At IHG Hotels and Resorts, we're in the business of you.
We're here to help you plug in,
connect and recharge,
make an impression,
and meet with confidence.
With 19 brands built for business,
your business gets even more rewarding.
With an award-winning loyalty program at 6,000 IHG hotels and resorts worldwide.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's dive into Shawn's personal experiences and the wisdom he's gained from 3 decades in business. Now, in our next topic, Shawn will hear about your personal lessons from your own business journey, because running a business for over 30 years comes with countless lessons, some challenging, others rewarding, all valuable. But Shawn, reflecting on your own journey, what pivotal moments or decisions led to the Answer Company's growth?
Boy, for us, it was being very focused on staying in our lane. And so very much we see ourselves as ERP implementation partner.
Right.
Now that term ERP, unfortunately, it's not the greatest acronym for what we do. It stands for Enterprise Resource Planning. And obviously the solutions that we're implementing do a lot more than that. They're managing finance, they're managing operations, but really staying in that lane. It's really easy to get distracted and, see shiny things that say, oh, maybe I should also do websites or maybe I should do something else. But for us, it's really been staying in that lane, partnering with other organizations that can complement what we do, and as a result, build a really solid base of customers that can attest to the value that we can bring to their business.
Wow, what an inspiring journey, Shawn. It's always incredible to see how challenges can turn into opportunities for innovation and for growth. Now, is there one lesson that you've learned that would resonate with most of our small business owners listening today? What would it be?
Well, it's the lesson of resiliency.
Right.
And unfortunately, in the times we are right now, we see that need to be resilient. But it's also, we saw it during the pandemic and coming out of the pandemic. And being a business for 30 years, we also went through the financial crisis of 2008, 2009. And so being resilient and really looking to how can you adapt to the new environment and do the necessary things both internally and through partnerships to really help support the business and in turn for us to then support our customers through those equally difficult times that they might be going through.
Wow. Well, these insights truly highlight the resilience and adaptability that is needed to thrive. Listeners, technology isn't just about automation. It's about empowering your team, improving efficiency, and creating room for innovation. So please take a moment to evaluate how your tools are supporting your growth. But before this podcast ends, Shawn, let's explore the broader impact you and the Answer Company are making through your social initiatives. Because a successful business measures its impact on profits and considers its role in building stronger communities. Shawn, can you tell us about the Answer Company's commitment into the social initiatives and how these efforts align with your business values?
Yeah, personally, I've always felt like as a business, we needed to give back to our communities. And that, for me, on a personal level, really came kind of front and center when my son was born. He was born with Down syndrome, and it kind of exposed me to that community. But as we embarked upon it, I also realized that what we lacked was a framework. And so, we developed our CSR program called Answering the Call. It's a very formal program where people can get time off to support their own charities. We have a number of corporate charities that we support at an organizational level. And that opportunity to then contribute and make an impact directly in those businesses, we then can bring that back internally and really first be proud of what we're doing, but also use the technologies that we're selling to then also support those organizations.
Right. That's truly commendable, and it's inspiring to see how businesses can give back and make such a tangible difference in their communities. Now, as we wrap up, Shawn, could you give our audience one last piece of advice on navigating growth challenges?
I guess the biggest advice would be we can't be afraid of them. That rather than stall in the moment, really push forward and know that through change, whether it's a change in mindset or changing the technology that we use to run the business, ultimately those things are going to see us come through stronger on the other side.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much, Shawn, for being on the show today with us. Thank you so much for such great insights and sharing your expertise with our audience. Thank you for your time.
Oh, my pleasure to be here.
Today's episode explored the growing pains of small business expansion, from recognizing the limits of entry-level tools to embracing smarter solutions and giving back. A huge thank you to Shawn Ostheimer for his expertise and inspiring journey. We'd also like to extend our gratitude to our sponsors, RBC, UPS, IAG, and Google. Their support helps us empower the Canadian small business community. Please don't forget to subscribe to the Canadian SME Small Business Magazine at CanadianSME.ca for more inspiring content, resources, and expert advice tailored to small businesses. Until next time, keep growing, keep innovating, and keep making an impact.